You've tuned in to Just Ride with Melody. Flooding has happened yet again right here in Ghana. This time it wasn't so close to home, but I still felt the huge impact because I too knows what it feels like to wake up devastated in the midst of a flood. There's a lot to be said, so let's talk about it. Areas of Accra flooded this time that we typically don't see flooding. And flooding here in Accra especially is a huge issue. Drainage systems are far and few here in Ghana, even in places that's being built up. And for whatever reason, they are constantly building and forgetting all about the drainage systems. Why is beyond me. I don't know if they think that the water is mysteriously going to go back into the dams and the rivers and the oceans that it came, but it is creating a huge problem, especially here in Accra in areas like East Lagoon and even East Lagoon Hills, where money is being spent. And I'm talking in US dollars, but that's a whole nother topic of conversation. But these areas especially should be constructed and should be constructed very well considering the amount of money that people are spending to be in these areas. In these areas, people thought that it would never happen, and they are even working to hide the truth by isolating the incident to a particular location and separating the area. But let me ask, if I were to go to a hospital to have a medical procedure performed and there was an issue with that medical procedure, do you think that that particular area that failed in that operation would be targeted, or would not the whole entire hospital be publicized? Drop a comment down below and let me know what your response is to this question. Because that is exactly what is happening in this moment. Flooding has happened in East Lagoon. It has also equally happened in East Lagoon Hills, but you have so many people coming forward saying, oh no, it didn't happen in East Lagoon. I'm living here and I didn't witness any flooding. But meanwhile, East Lagoon is a very big area. So no, it may not necessarily have happened in the location of where you are in East Lagoon, but it has for sure happened in East Lagoon because you can go on TikTok and see many places that has flooded in East Lagoon. Whether it's old East Lagoon, new East Lagoon, however you want to look at it, it is still East Lagoon. And this is an area that is pretty pricey to live, whether it's an old part of East Lagoon or a new part. Now, granted, the new part of East Lagoon may be a bit more expensive than the old East Lagoon, but you're equally spending your hard-earned money to be in these locations, and it's not cheap. So to be very dismissive and try to act like this isn't a problem and try to casually sweep it under the rug is really not getting us anywhere. And it's only setting other people up for failure who are making plans and attempts to relocate here to Ghana and move into these areas. And they may be thinking that if they're putting themselves in these high price, even sometimes overpriced locations, that they are going to be safe from flooding. And that can be furthest from the truth because we have clearly seen that it doesn't matter where you are located in Accra. Mother Nature is going to have its way. And when it has its way, it could potentially affect you. There is a Ghanaian proverb that says, if you see your neighbor's beard on fire, you should get a cup of water at your own side, which basically means that if you see someone else having and experiencing a problem that is nearest and closest to you, then you should prepare for that moment because you never know when it will eventually show up at your very own doorstep. And we have so many people that's sitting back, sitting in their nice homes and thinking that it can never be them. But we never know with Ghana which way these floods are going to flow. And one day you may look up and think that you didn't expect it, you didn't plan for it, but all of a sudden you realize that your very front yard is even an ocean. And it doesn't matter the amount of money that you spend to think and have this illusion that you're having a sense of security. Anything can happen at any given moment, especially when we are dealing with Mother Nature. It has no limits, and it is going to move and act whenever it sees fit. And we can try to minimize it. We can try to put certain measures in place to prevent it, but we just can never be too sure. So when thinking of moving into these areas, you have to also consider the fact that this may very well be a possibility. And I just feel like, I don't know, just me personally, I feel like Accra is way too overpriced considering the many issues that we have concerning flooding. This is something that I have spoke about and been very vocal about here on the channel so many times. Even in our current space, we have had so many issues with flooding. And now we're fortunate enough that this time around it wasn't us, but it doesn't take away the pain that I feel for other people because there is no feeling like waking up and realizing that everything that you have purchased and invested your hard-earned money in is now gone. And you can't take these realtors' word for it. They will tell you anything to get your money. You can ask them, oh, is this a flood area? Oh, no, the area is great. Everything's fine and dandy. If you're searching during dry season and it's not rain season, then you may not be able to see the sign. So going into these areas, if you're asking, thinking that they're going to be honest, they will tell you, oh, no, everything's great. And then long and behold, when it rains, you start to see the reality of what it is. And by that time, the realtor is gone, the landlord is gone, and you can call until you turn blue in the face. They will not answer. You can go to court, but that is another whole long drawn out situation that a lot of people run away from. Because when you look up, it's years later, you find yourself still in court fighting the same situation. You've invested so much money and it's been so much aggravation. At that point, a lot of people just even walk away. They're like, listen, I don't have time for this. It's been years upon years. I didn't invest in so much money in this court system. I could have just went and found another house by now. It would have been cheaper. So you have to do your due diligence. Take your time. There is no rush to give somebody your money. It is your hard-earned money that you worked for, and it's up to you to protect it because no one else is. And a lot of people don't like to hear this truth, especially realtors, especially landlords, especially people who are selling property. They don't want me speaking about things like that because they don't want the truth to be told. Because that means that people are going to come and be very skeptical and it's going to be messing up their pockets. But I don't care because I feel like people should be well informed and should be aware of what's going on. They will try to deviate by any means necessary, telling you, oh, well, it's East Lagoon, and oh, that's East Lagoon Hills. And at the end of the day, it's all connected. You can never know when Mother Nature is going to rear its ugly head because sometimes she just be getting fed up and she does what she wants to do. And there's no way to know that. And there's for sure no way to control it. There are many people with video footage that have been having this experience of flooding right here in Accra. And among is a very popular YouTuber. Let's take a moment and look at this video footage.
Well, guys, our house is flooded. Our house is flooded. Yeah, my house is flooded.
Yes, here is your hills, Mr. Mo. And Periformo, I don't know. Mr. Teddy, Mr. Teddy, I don't know. Small man, but don't go, I don't know. I'm going to be a seven and I'm going to be said, them I want to be Mr. Teddy, oh, my baby.
Say free, you say, sir, how you say, dear?
It's over the baby, that's your baby.
If you when would you say you was sure
my child, my boss, my brother, my everything. Madama, Mr. Monsma, small money be no more cause this year emergency. I'm going to have a beer. I won't just save one other. Yes, shall say name one other man. Mr. Teddy, my boss, my everything.
If you're wondering, how do you know when to search? What are some of the signs that you need to look out for? I've done past videos on this here on the channel. So if you have the time, just go binge watch those previous videos. And I even give real life examples. Like I literally did a tour and walked around the neighborhood to show you the signs that you should be looking out for when you're house searching. So do your due diligence and go back and watch those videos. Many of you are coming to Ghana with good intentions to make Ghana your new home, and you're looking for affordable housing, and you're looking for an area that is going to be less problematic. Then you are going to want to take your time and look for a house and or the land that you're interested in. Don't rush into anything. That is it for today's video. Drop a comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are on this topic. If this is your first time here on the channel, let me take this opportunity to say welcome, and please consider hitting that subscribe button before you go. We now have a store right here on our YouTube channel, Sacred Minerals, or you can visit sacredminerals.org, where we have a full selection of all of our products. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see y'all on the next video.